Okay, so I'm going to be making bizcocho, and I'm going to make a lemon one. But it's from Spain, and it's basically a sponge cake. And it's usually made with yogurt or milk, and it's usually flavored like lemons or chocolate or nuts. And it's typically served for dessert. So the pre-steps to this recipe are to take your pan, and it doesn't have to be this tall actually, because the cake doesn't rise as much as it said it would. And then you take ham or like grease, and you spray it down, and then put some flour in it, and tap it around, and dump all the excess flour out. And that's how you prep your pan. Okay, for this recipe we have 3 eggs, and so you separate the eggs separate the whites from the yolks, and you're going to make the whites into a meringue. So you pour them into a bowl, and you take like a hand mixer and start mixing it up until it gets like hard, and it has if you can take the mixer out and there's peaks, then they're mixed enough. So okay, so when it's about this hard and it's like, you know, when it's about this hard and it's all, you can take it out and there are peaks, then you're done with the meringue and you can set it aside and finish, like it'll go into the cake later. So then, now that you have like the meringue, you add the yolks to a separate bowl along with yogurt and sugar, and you mix it well. So you take like a big bowl like this, because you're going to add a bunch of stuff to it, and you just like dump the yolks in. And then it was 3 eggs, and this is half a cup of yogurt, but it's like the kefir stuff, so it's like soupier. And then this is half a cup of sugar, 2/3 of a cup of sugar. And then mix it all up. Step 3 is to mix the flour and the baking powder into the mixture from step 2. So I'm going to actually mix the baking powder and the flour together, and then I'm going to put it in slowly so that don't have to mix the baking powder a bunch in with the rest of the cake batter. Okay. Step 4 is to put the oil and the lemon zest in, and this has 1/4 of a cup of oil and a whole lemon's worth of lemon zest. So I'm just going to pour them both in and then stir it up so that you don't have to stir it up as much with the baking powder in there. And by this time it's kind of already like doughy-ish, cake batter-ish. Then you take the meringue from the first step and you fold it into the mixture you already made, and it's supposed to like, you're not supposed to completely mix it in. Okay, so now that you have your batter done, you are going to put it evenly around in the pan, and that's pretty much it. So you want to have your oven preheated to 350 degrees. And here's the cake all done, and it's all even in the pan. So it's going to be in here for about 30 minutes, maybe a little bit less, but the best way to tell is to take a toothpick and stick it in there and see if it comes out clean, and if it does, then it's done. Yeah. Okay, so the cake has been in there for about like 30 minutes, so I'm going to try it with the toothpick and test to see if it's done. Yeah, there's nothing on there, so you can take it out and let it dry. And cool down. now that the cake has been out of the oven and it started cooling, it's been cooling for like 10 minutes. So I have taken a butter knife and swiped it like along the rim and the cake to unattach it from the pan. And then I'm going to turn it upside down actually and try and get it out that way. So, see how that turns out. Now that I'm done cutting, it's probably not going to come out very easily. But we're going to try and do it anyway. I don't know how to do this. Cool. Okay, so now that we've got that on the cooling rack and everything, you just let it sit for a little longer and then you'll be able to cut it and stuff. After you've had it out of the pan and you've let it cool for a while, then you have to take a plate, since it's upside down right now, and you put it there and you flip it over and then there. And then it's all done, and that's what it looks like when it's all done.